Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another trailer reaction. And I said I will get back to reviewing the Pokemon franchise, but just want to do one. Feel I do just do one more trailer reaction, and no, Elliot, and no, it's not reacting to Wonder Woman or Justice League because I was not impressed by those trailers. But this one, this new one here from the title, it caught my interest, but I'm not gonna hold my breath yet. But it's also the Comic-Con trailer for Kong, the teaser trailer for Kong Skull Island. Yeah. Kong Skull Island. The trailer I thought was pretty interesting. I will say that. Um. Now, although I would say though, the main problem is for me yeah, even though the trailer did look interesting though, but I'm just hoping it will be as the film was though, because the reason I'm saying this, because they plan to make this because the Warner Brothers King Kong, because they want to make this do a crossover with the 2014 Godzilla film. They plan to make this to a franchise. They wanted to set up to have the Godzilla versus King Kong movie. So yeah, so they're gonna have this King Kong and the one that's in this trailer to go up against the 2014 Godzilla film. Now, like I said, the trailer I thought was interesting, but I don't know how it's gonna pay for how the film will pay up though. But I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about that because because it's from the producers of Godzilla 2014, and Godzilla 2014. It was a big disappointment to me as a fan. I grew up with this iconic monster, the king of the monsters. That I loved growing up, and the 2014 Godzilla film was a big disappointment to me. Which is the film that was over two. It was I did like the first couple of trailers to the film when I first saw them for Godzilla. I liked the trailers, but when I saw the film, I was hugely disappointed. It was an over 2-hour movie, and it had barely no Godzilla. It was like over 2 hours, and Godzilla had screen time for what, 7-8 minutes at most. That's how disappointing the film is when it's an over 2-hour movie, and you have like appearances by Godzilla was like under 10 minutes. And the first time in the first couple scenes with Godzilla cuts away from the battle. I've never seen a Godzilla movie where it cuts away from a battle for Godzilla. Twice, not once, but twice. The first time was in Hawaii. When it's about it cuts away. It cuts away the battle to see on the TV for about 5 seconds. And the second time, when it was in San Francisco, as with Elizabeth Olsen was going into that shelter as the doors are closing, it just shows Godzilla just about to attack the Muto, and that was it. So twice it cuts away from the battle, and when it gets to the full-on battle in San Francisco, it wasn't much. Godzilla just uses his tail whip to bash one Muto into a building, and he gets impaled. The only good part of the fight of that third act with Godzilla, which I still say it was a badass moment still, was when he did his atomic breath into the mother Muto's mouth. That was the only one badass moment I can still say was badass. But that was it. But one badass moment out of a boring 2-hour film with barely no Godzilla in it was disappointing. And I did not care for Aaron Taylor Johnson as the lead, which I did not mind him as Quicksilver in Age of Ultron, really, no, but not as a lead, no. And Bryan Cranston was underused in that movie. I liked Bryan Cranston in that movie. He gave a good performance, and he dies like barely 30 minutes of the movie. That was a waste of a good character, and plus a character who never gets to see Godzilla. So yeah. I never wish he was the lead in Aaron Taylor Johnson. So yeah, that's why I'm concerned about that's why I'm having the same thoughts about with Kong's. Even though they said they want to set this up for a Godzilla versus King Kong movie, but at the same time, with this movie, I'm that's what I'm sure they're concerned about though, because what they're just gonna probably have barely any King Kong in it, like they did with Godzilla. I'm just comparing because I liked the first couple of trailers for when I first saw the Godzilla film, but the saw the movie disappointing. Here, this was another once again interesting trailer, but I'm not sure how this film's gonna play out if I do see it. And then, comparing that, I would say this film has much better casting because it opens up, with helicopters, traveling to this island, which is Skull Island. You got Samuel L. Jackson in the movie. You got Tom Hiddleston as the lead, playing Loki from Marvel. The girl Brie Larson, it shows that she's a photographer because she's carrying a camera around, and then also I think she's also was confirmed to play Captain Marvel, or Miss Marvel, where you want to call it, because that character Carol Danvers is Miss Marvel, so I'm still calling Miss Marvel, but even though it's Captain Marvel. So, but I think she was confirmed to play the new comic book character in the next movie. And Samuel Jackson's and looks like he's an army guy, and John Goodman's in this. And which I think will be one of the good points for me if I see this movie is John Goodman, because I always enjoyed John Goodman, and I don't think he's never given, of all the films that I've seen with him, I don't think he's never given a bad performance. So that'll be one of the interesting things I like. There's a couple of highlights already for the film for me is John Goodman and Samuel Jackson. I'm sure see what interested to see what Tom Hiddleston would do. But they're going as they're traveling, and then a tree gets slammed to a helicopter. Samuel Jackson saying, "No, what's going on?" to John Goodman, "Tell me everything, or I'll blow your head off." And John Goodman saying, "Mankind, ancient species ruled this planet before mankind did. For 30 years, I wanted to trying to prove the truth that monsters exist." And also, once again, like my previous video, I like the music in the trailer for the Comic-Con trailer for Doctor Strange. The music in this trailer was pretty intriguing, I would say. It's like this dun 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 dun. I can't do that the music though. But the music in this trailer I also did like. And I get some gunfire, like one soldier firing on a Triceratops skull, or one helicopter see a giant King Kong's hand, or there's a couple of shots where you saw King Kong's figure from a far distance. And then the trailer ends with and King Kong gets up close with two of the characters. So yeah, so this trailer, I would say it did look interesting, but I said the same thing for the trailers were interesting, and for the Godzilla movie, but I was being disappointed. But I wonder if it's gonna be the same thing with this one. But I have to wait and see. It comes out on March 10th of next year. And it said from the producers of Godzilla, because that's why, because they make this to plan on doing a Godzilla versus King Kong movie, which I think was supposed to be like in year 2020. Yeah, but for it looks interesting. Oh, one thing I forgot to say about the Godzilla, it had good special effects for Godzilla. That's another thing I forgot to say. It had good special effects. And those special effects may look good in this. Maybe. I can't tell from much because this is the teaser trailer, so I have to see the full theoretical release trailer when it comes out sometime down the road. But yeah, for most part the cast looks good. Tom Hiddleston, maybe even Brie Larson, which I'm not all too familiar with though. Brie Larson, Samuel Jackson, and John Goodman. It's nice to see John Goodman. Even it says that John C. Reilly and Tom Wilkinson are supposed to be in as well. But yeah, and it's also supposed to take place. What it looks like, an old like what's this from the 1970s? I think it was from the part of the Vietnam War. I forget, like the Vietnam War I think was in the 70s. I think it was. So I think that's supposed to be a bit necessary. So it's supposed to be what set before Godzilla. So who knows? And also I say probably I like this trailer more than to this particular King Kong movie more than Peter Jackson's 2005 King Kong, because I did not care for that movie at all. I did not care for Peter Jackson's King Kong. I just didn't. You know, with bad green, with there's point where it was just a couple scenes was this horrible green screen, and some CG did not hold up. I would say that the effects in this and even Godzilla 2014 looked better than the effects in Peter Jackson's King Kong. I would say. To me, just King Kong just like fell flat, just like how he fell from the Empire State Building. So, but yeah. That's what quick another quick one on another trailer action. I would say, yeah. This is another trailer I thought was more interesting than Wonder Woman or Justice League, because I was not impressed by those. This one I thought was interesting as well, but once again, I'm not gonna say much because this film could end up letting me down like it did with Godzilla. That's the thing. Trailer looked interesting for that movie, and it looks and that disappointed me. The trailer looks interesting for this movie, and maybe who knows if it'll disappoint me for this one. So I have to wait and see when it comes out. So yeah, March 10th when it comes out. But yeah, that's my thoughts for this first teaser for Kong Skull Island. And by the next video, I'll definitely be getting back to the Pokemon franchise. I try to say that because I've taken a little bit off for reviewing the Pokemon films because, well, there's so many sequels, but I will eventually get to it. So yeah, this is another another trailer just to give my interesting thoughts on, because that's what I said. The trailer looked interesting, so especially with a good cast like Samuel Jackson and John Goodman especially. Yeah, so but anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned on the next movie review. Later.